9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Yes, indeed, race fans, live here in Concord, North Carolina, we present to you the thrilling attraction, the hard racing pace. This is Pedal to Metal Racing League and the Pit Stall 80, presented in part by our friends at the Pit Stall, Lightning Wrapz, the ButtKicker Company, and Forward Entertainment Group, PC.net. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here on the show. I am your host, the Crusader Christian Charger, joining you guys live here tonight as we get live and set for the action ahead. The drivers in the fields currently preparing to do battle amongst themselves and everyone around them in this hard-throwing, hard-racing action showcase. We're about to see 16 of the best go at it again after the hardships of the Eldora Speedway. You got to be thinking to yourself, a lot of these guys are currently, and gals too, are just thinking more and more about how they're going to deal with the strategies and deal with the pace. I think honestly they're going to really need to figure more about the endurance level than they're going to need to be about dealing with the wear and tear of these tracks here. Because this is where you're going to see a lot of drivers push their limits and push their stuff. As said, so like on you see with our field of drivers right now, Con Anderson, your top two yet again, Vickery, Seymour, Hoffert, Henry, Taylor, Babb, Darnell, Taylor, Reed, Stahl, Ford, Long, right out, and Pottle in this grading order. It should be a star-studded lineup here to get paced up and fight out on the action as they get ready to go green this time on by. Gotta bring them right around the track and off the end planes here. Every driver, every person ready to do at it and get going here to the field. You can see their intensities locked and loaded and ready to get at it. Coming off the pace of turn number 4 this time on by. Pace car will come off the track and we're gonna set these guys and gals off into the distance. The Pit Stall 80 begins at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good start out of the gate. Everybody right now staying under control, staying cool. I had to open my mouth. In trouble there off of turn number 4. We got driver spinning around, wrecking out here. Caution will fly. 98 of Sean Long, Jordan Darnell, and Chantel Pottle, I believe, involved in that one. Looked like mainly the 98 and the 15 getting the worst end of the turn there. Not sure what went wrong or what went down there. I don't think there was anything they could have done about it. Here's the PTM replay presented by Forward Entertainment Group, PC.net. Looked like Darnell drove up slightly, trying to evade off. Corey Reed was the other one involved. Coming right around there, Sean Long in the 98. Looked like he just kind of got clipped up in that mix-up too, so... And it looked like Long and the 5 couldn't quite get around that one a little bit, so that will definitely dictate the pace around. We'll take one more look at it here on the number 15's camp. So he tried to evade the number 08, and that's his end result. Not the start we were looking for exactly there. Well, feel we'll have to just kind of bring it back around. We're going to go to lap 30 before our stage break. Stephen Ford, Corey Stahl, Corey Reed, Chantel Pottle all going to go into pit road there for the first part of this one. So, look like they're already going to try to get centered down on the track, maybe get things figured out. Definitely not what these guys were expecting out of the gate, if I had to say. I think a lot of them were expecting more of a little bit more of a controlled pace. But I think they just got a big eye-opener on how bad Charlotte Motor Speedway will take your line, take your soul if you're not careful here. The rattlesnake Robert Kahn knows a thing or two about that. He is ready to kind of put this one in the bag and put this one in the fight zone again. Jeffrey Vickery and Bobby Anderson right now also kind of leaning in towards that direction, trying to figure stuff out. As the field will bring it back around here off of turn number 1. Base car has turned the yellow lights off. We'll go green next time on by. And right now, if I had to choose my eye on anybody, I'd probably have to go with that rattlesnake. Robert Kahn is another favorite. He loves to drive hard. He loves to race hard on slicker tracks. He loves to get a tougher performance laid down in front of him. I'd say this track is kind of his wheelhouse, his style. And that's a bad thing for any other guys out here and gals too, because that is what you don't want, is someone who knows how to drive hard and knows how to save their truck up a little bit. We'll bring him around town off of turn number 3 and 4 this time on by here, off the distance. The first caution blows upon them, and now they're going to have to work it from here. Off of turn 4 to our pit stall restart zone. It's time to go back green flag racing here in the pit stall 80. The number 1 of Bobby Anderson going to deal some company there on the outside as the 18 of Clinton Seymour can just kind of sends condones out on his outside line. Everybody else trying to muscle the pace through. Maxing backs through the gas pedals here, trying to hang on as you got drivers up topside again. Seymour needs to be very careful off the turn 4 exit. He is successful. Mike Rideout, though, not so successful. Into the wall he goes. There goes the 66. Corey Stahl moves the chains. Now Vickery looking to line up the 21 for a runoff on the backstretch. Look for the drivers to get really comfortable on those back halves when they get into those runs. You'll see a lot of guys try to push the draft and then try to push the momentum into the inside corners, to then which they have to close that gap back off, entering into the tight entries of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The track actually widens out on the front stretch and a bit on the back half, but the bumps on the back half actually create a little bit of a harder surface to get around and deal with. Pressure definitely pinpoints and makes it more difficult to work with. On board with the NASA 07 is Sydney Taylor as the 2 ladies, Chantel Pottle and herself, going at it right now. 5 dipping in down the outside, trying to make a move in the Lightning Wrapz Chevrolet Camaro'd up camo machine. Or Chevrolet Silverado camoed. Why did I even say Camaro? Anyway, moving up to the position, Clint Seymour down, moving back into the 3rd spot. Bob Anderson falls down 1 as Matthew Hofford, the gear wrench 84. He's got a thing or two about Charlotte Motor Speedway, if you remember right. It's season 2 of our division, the late models, the lower end division as we called it. That was where that Matthew Harford got his very first win in the asphalt divisions and the sides of that. He was looking so long and so much for it. Finally managed to knock it off there here at this very track, and then kind of this very same surface and terrain right now he's racing on. So if anybody knows how to race hard and get a win here, it's definitely him. And speaking of racing hard right now, Clint Seymour looking to the inside of Vickery. Vickery not giving him much room. Neither was Kahn. Kahn threw the late block there, trying to defend him off on the back half, not letting him through. Some great battling up front right now for a 2nd place spot between Vickery and Seymour as the rest of the field just kind of falls in pursuit and tries to fall in line. Huge gain coming off of turn 2. The 18 now moving into 2nd, using the wall as a bit of a guider to stretch out into the front, looking now for the rattlesnake. on. You can see the front of that nose of that 21-2, just the way it bumps around. Again, that is those are those darn bumps that come from the backstretch into those corners of 3 and 4. It's a very bumpy surface. Don't kid you not there, folks. This is not a smooth lane. This is not a smooth track. That is why those tire wears are so incredibly crucial and incredibly difficult to deal with. A lot of guys and gals have told me before that when you're dealing with a track like this, there's really only one way to race it, and that is endurance level. Find your speeds when you can, and find your attacks when you get to them. No quitter gives still from the closer or the throttle. Chantel Bottle and Cindy Taylor right now doing battle still with each other, while the big number 3, Valvoline, it is Jason Henry now moving in behind him. And he's loving every minute of them battling it out right now for supremacy and for position, because he knows he's getting a great opportunity to kind of coincide back up into him there. Wybabb in the 99 also looking kind of coin in and kind of spin his way through. While the 3 was looking for an opening, he had to slow down for the drivers ahead of him, and then they battle harder off. Coles are falling back more. Taylor losing her speed. The SpaceX NASA machine struggles. The 5 of Chantel moving ahead. Look at this though. Crossing them over. Entering to turn number 3. Huge gain of speed, and there goes the SpaceX program. Shot into orbit, and the Valvoline trying to remove the oil before it's too late for them to enter into the orbits. But it's a great drive off still. Great battling back here. Nobody giving an inch between these 4. That is what we have come to expect here on PTM Racing TV between all these drivers here as they continue to duke it out here at stage number 1. Back around up to the front half. Flynn Seymour slamming the wall there, unfortunately, in the 18. And again, learns the hard way about Charlotte Motor Speedway. Don't try to drive it too quick and too hard. You may regret it later. Those right side tires are going to take an absolute beating out here, mainly the right fronts, in my opinion, because the way you got to dip that truck in, the way the suspension kind of clips off, it actually rides on the corner of the right rear fender. And then when it goes into the turn, the right front fender takes most of the punishment. So now you're literally having to use that as your guider. And when the guide of the tire, it actually starts to wear and tear and thins out more as it goes. So it really shreds it apart more often than not. Again, it's a long race. It's a long, hard racing battle. You're not gonna see a huge time gap. You're not going to see a huge side-by-side amount of action there. You'll get those on the starts, and you'll get those throughout when they get closer together. Charlotte is good for one thing, in my opinion, and that is testing the best of drivers at their absolute worst. Personally speaking, not quite my favorite track. I've always said before, and I'll say it again, it's one of the tracks that I would love to see and want to go to, but racing wise on iRacing, I have never really been a huge fan of this place. I guess I kind of always felt like it was more of a bit of a shift, if you will, from having to run harder with the fields and kind of harder with the packs, so it gets a little bit more tricky as it goes along. Battle back here between the number 77 of Stephen Ford and the 66 of Corey Stahl. Stahl right now still struggling to maintain distance as Ford makes the way around him. And Ford's no sloucher either, man. He doesn't give up too easily, so when he needs to, he can get things figured out pretty quickly, and he can really start to dip into these corners. Now you may have noticed as well, we only have 16 drivers with us today. We have been missing a few drivers, so do keep that in mind. That is actually just one of those things. Unfortunately, some of these guys are working with brand new pedals, new rigs, and new setups, and they told us earlier they may not be able to make it, so I'd say probably later on next week you'll see a lot more guys kind of coming back onto the show. This is definitely not the most, though, that we have seen out of this group and out of this teams, out of this league in general. I'll tell you, they have brought some serious competitors and some serious drivers to the limits, and that's the way we like it. Couldn't see him where he's going to head to pit road. Looks like he's going to get his fuel run situated out here and get some damage done on that truck. Bobby Anderson, the number 1 right now, still looking to kind of corner him off, trying to take control. Hasn't left behind his position just yet. Jeffrey Vickery not leaving him be here as Khan got a 2nd and 8/10 lead already on this field. Khan's kind of driving a bit of a different line too. You see everybody else, they're driving so deep and so close to the corner. Khan, he's driving the extreme outside line. He is actually getting something to work out there more than I think most are even trying to. As Bobby Anderson, Jeffrey Vickery, and Sidney Taylor head to pit road, Wally Bebb will join them. Light pit stops and plenty, and light pit stops and many. And again, that is all because they have to fuel in. They got to get the trucks squared away. Make sure they got enough fuel in the brigades to get through to the next stage. And that final stage should make for an interesting little runoff there from the field. 0-8 to Keith Taylor right now, trying to checkmate the number 84 of Matthew Hoffert. But I'm just going to tell you right now, Hoffert does not go down so easily. He's going to need to find a way to get to him quick. He's going to need to find a way to pass him quickly. Otherwise, Hoffert can end up just making it that much more difficult on him. Taylor, huge drop up on the top. Hoffert to pit road. And Khan goes to pit road as well here, so that means we're going to have a new leader. Keith Checkmate Taylor checks him out, and he takes the lead. Chantel Bottle now going to move into the 2nd spot. Mike Rideout now moves into 3rd. Steve Ford already been into pit road, so this is pretty much just a lap. Just getting his speed back and his lap back, if you will. Godhead out of pit road right now. He just took fuel. That's all he took. Keith Taylor going to go in. Chantel Bottle going to go in. Mike Rideout, look at this. 76. I think he's going to try to go for the full run here, folks. He's playing it with it right now. I'm seeing the speeds. I'm seeing the way he's driving around the track. He's much slower than everybody else. He's bound by about 9 miles per hour slower. So what that tells me is he's trying to save up fuel. And looks like that fuel mileage may have varied and didn't work out for him. He's going to pit road. The 21 of Robert Kahn now will regain the lead if he comes on by off the back stretch, unless Rideout can get a miracle and a half on pit strategy here. I can tell you right now, that's very unlikely. You can already see where Kahn's coming from. Rideout's not even in pit road yet. And the Freightliner 21 going to take full control. He starts it up and he fires it up. He started on the pole and he's looking to finish on the pole. Release for stage 1 for now, but again, he's going to have his hands cut out for him when he has to figure out the pit strategy and figure out the strategies these drivers will put up against him. So much can be done in between those, and so much can be happening in between the race. Be interesting to listen to these guys as well, listen to the gals too, and see what they've got up their sleeve. Vickery is starting to gain some ground though on him here as the number 7 gets around Bobby Anderson. Gone right up ahead here. He's only by about a 2nd and a 3/10, 4/10 off from him. Anderson may be looking to kind of use that draft though of the 7 to kind of help motivate and push his limits. Lap 30 is the stage break. They're coming close and they are trying to get it closer to the front runners. Positioning is going to be key when you get from this part to the pit road and for the next stop. Caution's going to really dial these guys back a bit, and I think it's going to really make it even more difficult for them. Off of turn number 4, this time on by though, the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn seals and secures stage number 1. And a big little battle coming on the line there as well for the top 10. There's Seymour, Pottle, Babb, Ford, Henry all having a little hustle there, but Babb was unfortunately not able to take control of that. So the Rattlesnake, once again, claims top honor there for the stage, that is, but he is nowhere near done with this race. Nobody is. When we come back here, we'll have about 45 laps to the distance at Charlotte. What driver will take control of this race and who will be able to fight it off? We'll find out when we return. In this race today for the Pit Stall 80 is presented in part by our friends at the Pit Stall Racing Series. If you guys need a good racing group to join in and fight on the times, all that, have a little fun, Thursday nights wise, only I'd say check out the Pit Stall Racing Series and all their hosted races. Thank you again for them for sponsoring and supporting Belleville Racing League. By the folks at the ButtKicker Company. Best in performance on feeling real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By Ford Entertainment Group PC.net. They're matched in with your wallet. They will look to bring out your best PC designs and style to your iRacing needs. And by Lightning Wrapz, with the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring out the best designs in your library. When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I search high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Return to the Pit Stall 80 here at Concord, North Carolina's Charlotte Motor Speedway. We want to give a big thank you again to our sponsors and friends and family for all the support. Thank you all for tuning in as well. Let's get back to the show. Back to the show indeed, race fans. Coming off pit road, Keith Checkmate Taylor stunning everybody. Gets the fastest out of the times here. Jeffrey Vickery and Bobby Anderson are right up there with him. So that now kind of shifts back the field as Kahn and Pottle decide to go back into pit road. Even before then, though, Kahn was defeated out of pit road by Q Checkmate Taylor, so that kind of messes the field up a little bit in terms of scope and where they're going to play at. But I'd say it makes for an interesting dilemma and an interesting dynamic here. You really got to be patient and take your time now with what you've got in store. Sean Long, unfortunately, has blown the motor. He will not return to competition today, so he is out. That will then set up this long final stage here. Going to really test some waters and test some patience for these drivers. And if you think this one was hard enough for them, oh, just wait till we got what's coming up next week. We're going to the city of Las Vegas, baby. It is time for Sin City to return. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is next on the schedule. We'll see that next week. Boy, I can't wait to see what happens when we got to put that up here on the broadcast end here for the video. That'll be fun to figure out. Field looking down at the flag stand, awaiting the arrival of the big green to pop on up. This could get interesting. We'll see who can last and who can survive. It's time for the endurance part of this one. Here we go. Wasting a little time. There goes the number 7, Jeffrey Vickery, making a bit of a bickering there to the 08 at Key Checkmate Taylor, saying, hey, I want that spot, I want that run. Moves it up ahead. Jason Henry having to back down in the corner. The 27, Corey Stahl, thrown right into it. Corey Reed, I should say, as well. The one avoiding traffic and avoiding problems here. They'll single file them up now, progressing more as they go. You'll start to see some drivers really kind of dictate the pace, kind of dictate the control of the field. A lot of them, in my opinion, are going to be really watching and paying close attention to where they are laying out and where they're playing out on the field. They have to be very aware of their circumstances and their situation, otherwise it could get a bit rough for some of them. Robert Kahn, well aware of that. He has to do something he hasn't done all day, which is go on offense. He's been playing defensive this entire time. So now having to be on the offensive line here, that's going to really kind of have to hurt his way. He gets around the track because it's very difficult to pass here, Charlotte, when you're not careful. Back half off the corners though. Key Checkmate Tail in the 08 here, making some good use of the corners and good use of the track as he continues to hold down second place. Bobby Anderson right behind it with Jeffrey Vickery in front of all of them. Anderson, probably in my opinion, probably one of those guys you just kind of got to watch out for no matter where he goes, no matter when he races. He does have a bit of a stake here when it comes to going for a win today. He's looking to try to add on to his tally total and victory lane trips. Matthew offered yet to visit Victory Lane today. He's going to try to change that here as Checkmate there on the 08. Way below the line and way below the track. Something not going right for Checkmate. And he's got a problem. Something has gone wrong with the former leader here. The 08 is heading to pit road. Whoa. That just completely shifted things up again. Taylor heads to pit road. I don't know what went wrong or what went down there, but something not going right. Him and the crew there having to get to work on it immediately. Big battle off on the end turn here as Wally Babb and Corey Stahl go at it a little bit. Man, Wally Babb's so good at really just kind of controlling his speed, controlling that power, not letting anything get to him here, and trying to stay focused on his line and objective. I think really everybody kind of has that same mindset, but really they're also worrying about tire wear, the fuel run, whether or not they're going to be able to get far enough, whether they're going to have to get through the troubles here. It is so difficult, yet at the same time it makes for such impressive races here. Stahl back in the inside, down low, looking to throw one at Babb. Babb not able to hold him back. And now Corey making a bit of a charge up to the front. He's making some great time here on the guys. Look on the back half too, you see some good run here from the 18 of Clinton Seymour and the 21 of Robert Kahn right behind him here. Kahn yet again trying to just mix and match his way through traffic. Babb goes from dealing with Stahl to the Reed camp here. Reconstruction number 27, Corey Reed. He now finds his way up on the outside trying to make the passes. No way to really get around it. There's no way to really kind of push yourself into it as Babb gets crossed over there by Reed in the off of turn number 4. Babb with the presence of mind to back off just the slightest bit so he doesn't clip Reed out of the way. Reed though knows he's gonna have to be very careful if he doesn't want to lose too much ground, too much troubles here. The last thing you want to do in these races is make enemies, and that's the last thing you want to do or think about. More often than not, that we see drivers just get a little too egregious, a little too smart for their own bridges, and then they all of a sudden think that they can get away with something until they get the hammer dropped on them, and that's the last thing anybody wants to be thinking about. Been pretty good, cornering some good racing here from the field parts of the field. You saw earlier with the first part where first place guy was just kind of taking control, doing their own thing. Now you got up front in the top second place spot. The closer, Cindy Taylor, starting to make a comeback here. The 07 down in the inside line. She's 10 up from where she started. She started 13th today. She's a hard charger as Bobby Anderson tries to desperately holding her back. Trevor Zielinski Racing full send at 3 wide. Trevor, good to have you on board today. Matthew Hopper right now looks like he is starting to feel pressure and starting to feel the momentum start to shift towards his way. Cindy Taylor losing ground and time here, big time. And still at the same time, he knows what's behind him too. I'm not even going to mention his name anymore. I think you guys know by now who's coming up ahead. We can say all we want about what he can do and what he can drive with, but at the end of the day, there are just some things you just cannot stop, I guess. Corey Stahl, the number 66 here, looks like he is currently just stirring this thing in as far as he can, almost into an oblivion. Truck seems like it's a bit off in its tempo and control, and yet at the same time, doesn't seem to be fazed by it too much. Jeffrey Vickery, by the way, huge lead right now, currently on the face and on the field, about 2.5 seconds ahead of Bobby Anderson, just barely under it. And they are already past halfway. Stahl looked like they gave a Kahn a little bit of a nudge or a little bump there. And I'm not talking about a taste on the rust on those big bumps down in the back half. I'm talking about the bump from an actual front bumper to the big back bumper. Didn't look like anything came of it or anything really could use up ahead of it. Hoffer and Taylor still at it with right now for the top 3 spots here. Some absolutely crazy to believe moments here. Honestly, I said earlier, I don't think you're going to see a lot of too wide racing or any of that until it kind of comes down to making the passes. Well, I think I have to kind of eat my own words. Cindy Taylor, Matthew Hoffer have been doing it for a while. Corey Reed and Wally Babb did it for a time. Corey Style and Wally Babb had a little bit of fun with it. And then Khan has been just kind of muscling and pacing through the field. Everybody else has either been kind of slower than usual or kind of really just trying to find their own little laying out, trying to find their own little strategy, maybe to outsmart the rest of the field, like what Jason Henry, Jordan Darnell, Chantel Pottle, Mike Radout are trying to do. Even Stephen Ford kind of hanging back low back there. You never know with him. He can be a bit of a trickster. He can really trick you if you're not careful. Khan may have been not more than he can chew right now. The field is starting to cave him back in. He drove so hard to get up to the front, but he forgot about what Charlotte Motor Speedway brings to the table. It's a wear and tear kind of track, and it tore up the right front on the 21. He has no grip left. The 66 Corey Stahl moving the chains. What a great job, I may add, as well. Kind of staying focused on his line, staying focused on his shots. I think that little bump on the 21 was kind of an omen for what was to come. Kind of let him know, like, hey, I'm here, buddy. And Khan right now can't really figure out how to capitalize on that or really how to counteract that. And so far, nobody's been able to figure out how to catch Jeffrey Vickery. Vickery right now, absolutely tremendous speed. And keeping that dirty air behind Anderson and Taylor when they battled it out, I think honestly was one of the saving graces, one of the biggest things that helped Khan out as well. That dirty air with these 550 horsepower trucks, they do a lot more damage than you realize. Like, they are extremely difficult to work with, and they're very tough to get a handle on. If you got no fresh, clean air, or you got no tires underneath you, passing is extremely hard, and cornering is even more difficult because, again, you're dealing with a whole hunk a ton of truck here, and you're also dealing with the weight and distribution of those progressive corner ends. From that slight little hump off of turn 1 to the hump off of turn 4. That's what you deal with. That's what you kind of struggle with. And Vickery seemingly not wasting any time to continue on. 25 laps left to go. I'd say pit stops right about now are looking more and more prevalent. Look at those numbers too. Vickery is not giving an inch here, folks. That is impressive. There's our big Jumbotron back in the back straightaway as well for Charlotte Motor Speedway, so drivers and fans can see actually what's going on there. Of course, they even do a little bit of a movie nights on those things sometimes, I was told, and I've heard from the track itself, which is pretty cool. But all in all, Charlotte Motor Speedway, absolutely beautiful facility, beautiful scope and track and layout. Certainly, in my opinion, one of the best facilities out there in terms of the NASCAR and racing world when it comes to the glamour, luxury, as well as the actual track being something to race on. Matthew Hoffer now leaning back over to the 07, the closer knows she's in trouble. Here comes Hoffer, and now Hoffer using what he's learned over the years to take full control. Cindy probably just kind of trying to figure out too where everything kind of went wrong for her, but I think the same thing can be said about Khan when he drove so hard and so quickly. And even guys like right now are going into pit road, strategizing above all else. Anderson, Vickery, Hoffert, Taylor going in, Babb as well. Darnell will join him. Pottle will go in. Clinton Seymour, he's going to try something bold here as he's already been a lap down. He went in early.
So he's looking to try to get in early and get out early ahead of the field. Robert Kahn then looking to get back into this and run hard quickly to the front. Meanwhile, in pit road here, we look on as our race leaders are trying to get in and out as fast, efficiently as possible. Mike Rideout going back out. He's going to fall a couple laps down, unfortunately. Vickery gets out first. Anderson, Hoffert trying to race each other out. And it's going to be Vickery, Anderson, Hoffert, Babb, and, oh no, Seymour going to get up ahead. Babb and Taylor will be the ones that fall in off the pit road. Seymour, though, he's going to try to get Vickery in some dirty air if he can get ahead of him. Oh, Vickery got a good jump, but not enough now. Will Seymour be able to hold him back? Very bold strategy from the number 18. And now, again, the reason why he wanted to put him in the dirty air, so he makes it harder to pass. But the problem is, what do you do when someone's got more momentum than you? You don't have much to work with. Vickery regains the lead. I'd say more probably a little bit bewildered. He got such a great run and got so much speed kicked up. Kahn and Reed are now back in this as well. They are closing in on the gaps. Wyatt Babb now, the 99 Toyota Tundra driver, trying to get to the other Chevrolet Silverados, not Camaros, mind you. Sorry, Chantel. Instantly, I think I called. I think one of those two earlier. I accidentally said it was a Camaro. I was never good with car models and truck models, folks. I'm sorry. You can come at me and crucify me if you want, but I was never good at that. I only watch cars or trucks go around. I called the race and I called it that way. That's how I do it. You don't like it? Well, I don't know. I don't really want to tell you. Henry moving it back right behind the 99 and Wally Babb here as Babb continues to try to keep Henry back behind him. You can see even Henry using the draft to clean up the dirty air to make a pass. Ooh, but he runs into the old bumps at the corners there. Got it a little too low and for his own good. No room for error and no room for mistake, and couldn't get it around there. Kahn about a second and 2/10 away from Vickery. He needs some more speed. He needs it now if he wants any chance to take this win. Corey Reed letting off Kahn, and now Kahn has gone into that second spot. Vickery, though, he's hanging in there, but here is the lap times right now. And as you can see, Kahn is starting to close off Vickery here. When they get about 15-10 laps to go, I'd say if I was Jeffrey Vickery now, I'd be thinking about hitting that loud pedal down and get Kahn away from me. That was a gain this time for Vickery. But a lot of gain, but still a slight bit of loss, although that wasn't as much as it could have been. Glenn Seymour, and give him credit for credit's due, folks. He went in and he went for a bold move and a bold strategy. But unfortunately, sometimes boldness doesn't win you the race. It just did not do it for him here. Now the gap closed off by about 1 second and 3/10 here. Reed is starting to actually close back on the Rattlesnake, and he's trying to look for his first podium in a while here. He hasn't been back into the podium in quite some time. Bobby Anderson, the number 1 here, trying to move up the chains and move up the ladder to get up there with this field and closer into the yard. Reed is now looking to play on defense. He's got Anderson looking to make a pass on him, trying to make a jump ahead of him. And goes to the inside. Reed stays top. He's going to try to block that exit run. That's extremely smart thinking on the 27, but that's a bold move to go to the outside and have to hold that line in. You know how difficult it is to hold the bottom. You have absolutely no idea, though, how difficult it is to hold that outside line. I'll tell you, that is extremely tough on tires. And that turn 4 exit, that's like your worst nightmare come to life. You hit that corner just wrong. And Anderson looking to exploit it straight to the inside. A huge run as the number 1 moves the chain. Oh, does he? Whoa, hold on. What a crossover by the 27 right through turn number 2. Holy smokes, he had to fight for that one. Well, that, I hope, makes it into the highlight reel or whatever those producers start to get working on the next promo for these races in the Vegas. I hope we get a clip of that one. Read through the huge crossover on Stall managing to back off. And Anderson able to defend it off. That is some serious headway and moving action there from those drivers to be able to perform that at that spot. 11 to go. You know, memory serves me too. I don't think Vickery has been to victory lane at all this season. I think the closest he ever came was literally a second place position, and I think that was when he fell to the rattlesnake, although I'm going to get confirmation on that here. Yeah, from my understanding, I believe that he has not been to victory lane ever here on the show. That might change here in a minute. He's going to go into traffic now. Mike Rideout just in the way here of the 7 camp. I don't know what Rideout's planning on doing or what he's thinking, but I think if anything, knowing him as a driver, he'll probably try to steer out of the way and let the 7 roll on by. 8 to go. He does. Stays to the outside. The 7 will keep his lead. Meanwhile, back up ahead here, Corey Stahl now gonna go fighting hard on Corey Reed. Battle of the Corys as the Hoffer camp runs in from behind. Hoffer's no stranger here. This is kind of his home turf, his home grounds. He's in the North Carolina region as well as the Virginia region, so he knows how Charlotte Motor Speedway works. It's one of his home tracks. 7 laps remain. Man, you guys want to talk about a back and forth affair when it came to the leader, it came to the drivers in the back and the front to the top. It was absolutely chaotic to say the least. And that was absolutely wonderful racing from the get-go. Only one bad wreck, and it came off of turn number 4 on the first lap. But since then, I think these drivers kind of shaped up and topped them way up. And they figured out, wait a minute, probably it's not a smart idea to go driving that crazy out of the gate. And they have indeed done their momentous occasions, and they figured out how to work this field in the best of their knowledge. Some perhaps maybe a little bit better than others here. Jordan Darnell and Jason Henry here trying to battle for that nice spot. Pottle trying to catch up to him as well. And she did tell me going into this race as well, she was a little bit nervous about this one. She is currently working with some brand new equipment again. And she says every time that happens, I'm always struggling to get it dialed in and figured out quickly. I don't think this was any different today. Uh-oh, Corey Reed into the wall off of turn number 4, and the 27 glashes it a little bit. And that right side completely damaged up. Cindy now trying to move in the inside. She does charge, and she takes control. Reed cannot believe he made a simple mistake like that, and it's going to cost him positions big time here. Reed falls from 4th to 7th really in a matter of a lap. 4 laps remain here to go. Khan is struggling, and this is the first time I think we've really seen him vulnerable here at Charlotte Motor Speedway today. We saw earlier when he got too aggressive and ended up losing track of time and losing track of speed, but he never really got a chance to catch back up to victory. His strategy did not work out the way that the 7s did. He went into pit road earlier and then went in as they were going on pace laps to get more fuel in the truck. I think he was thinking it would last better and it would in long run it would be better off. That was not the case. Bobby Anderson with possibly one last fight out trying to catch to him. I don't know if he'll have enough time to do it, but he's certainly going to try here as we come down to the line, come down the wire. 2 laps remain. Two laps left to go, and it's about to turn in to 1 lap remaining. Off the distance through corner number 3 to turn number 4. White flag in the air. Jeffrey Vickery with the lead. Khan tried as he might, figured out everything he thought. But that doesn't look like he's going to get much of a breather here. The 7, though, Vickery, looks like he's trying to cut the corners as much as he can. He knows he's running on limited fuel. Needs to get to 3 and 4 and then to the finish. Does he have enough? It appears he does. He does indeed. Jeffrey Vickery is a winner here at PTM Racing TV. And it's official. Jeffrey Vickery, after a few hard racing moments and some hard battles throughout, finally eclipses a win and finally gets one off the radar. The number 7 gets to finally join many others as we've done this season. Only one driver so far has gotten 2 wins out of its entire season, and that was Robert Kahn. He'll be the bridesmaid this time, but for Vickery, this is a redemption he's been waiting for quite some time. Race results now coming your way. With this win, we now have a grand total of 5 different winners throughout this season out of the 7 so far, with race number 8 coming your way soon enough. And with Vickery coming with the win, Robert Kahn will go 2nd. Bobby Anderson takes home a solid 3rd. Corey Stahl goes 4th. Cindy Taylor takes 5th. Matthew Hoffer's going 6th. Wally Babb goes 7th. 8 to Corey Reed. 9 to Jordan Darnell. Jason Henry, a solid 10th position. Rounding out your field. When we come back, when he gets done with that Polish lap, we're going to listen in and see how he felt about this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
All right, race fans, welcome back here now. Time to take a listen into our top 3 drivers coming away in that third camp today. The number 1, Bobby Anderson, with another solid, hard racing day here for the crew. But Anderson, it did not quite go according to plan. Not able to quite knock down the Rattlesnake or Vickery today. It looked like they just kind of got a little bit better off you from the pit roads.
Yeah, they had the pit road on lock at that last pit stop we had, and just I couldn't get around them. We tried doing a little bit of saving at the end to try to hopefully catch them toward the end, but just saved a little bit too much.
Yeah, saved a little too much and kind of fell back behind a little late. If there's really anything, though, that you could have looked back on and kind of figure out what to do with, was there anything you can figure out then?
Just a little bit quicker on pit stops, but other than that, it was Jeffrey's race. He had it on. He was fast all race long. Con had it, and from what I hear, he had a little fuel issue, so we were able to try to capitalize on it, but just pit stops killed us there. We just need to be a little bit quicker in and out.
Well, that's certainly that's you can work out with the team and figure out for the later half. But hey, at the end of the day, you're still coming away today as a podium driver and a third place finisher. So I'll ask you, who do you want to thank you for this one?
I'll thank my family, my wife and kids. They're sitting here watching every week when I race, and thank Pit Stall sponsors, Lightning Wrapz, and PTM, of course, for putting this on, and you here was doing the broadcast with us, and thank everybody else that I raced with. Much respect here, and maybe we'll try to get that win before the end of the season.
We'll have to see. But Anderson, nevertheless, a great performance here today. Congratulations here on this third place finish.
Thank you.
Bobby Anderson gonna come away here today as your second place position here, or third place, excuse me, as your second place finisher. It's gonna be in the big bad 21. The Rattlesnake returns into the podiums. Con, congratulations on a second place finish. And I mean, if I'm judging from what I've seen, it looked like maybe you kind of lost a little bit of ground and time getting stuck into the pack here. What happened down there?
Yeah, when I went on the green flag stops, I didn't fill my tank up all the way, so I under yellow I pitted and then get out, and I noticed I only had like 22 or 23 laps of fuel, so I had to go and pit. But it was a good night. Just played catch up the whole time. You know, when you get behind like that, you go through tires quicker trying to pass. It's just hard to manage a race that way.
It certainly is indeed, but I mean, the one thing I kind of noticed with you was the longer it took and the longer you went, the more it seemed like everybody couldn't figure out how to match your speed. But it seems as though Charlotte Motor Speedway has a thing or two about being speed over control and consistency, and it looked like that's what bit you today, isn't it?
Yeah. Like when you're up front, you get a lot of clean air and your truck handles different. But when you get behind cars and you got to pass and stuff, you burn up more and it changes your handle. But still fun though. I'll take second. You know, just trying to be a little bit more consistent this season. So I got on to the next race.
Absolutely. Well, with Vegas coming up here, Con, is there anybody you want to thank here in Concord?
Nah, I appreciate you. Lightning Wrapz, ButtKicker, Pit Stall League, everyone who's with us. I appreciate them being on board.
For sure there, Con. Congratulations on another second place finish, sir.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rattlesnake, Robert Con, coming away second today, but the guy that takes home the victory in the Big 7, finally at last, Jeffrey Vickery will take one home in Vickery. I've been saying in the broadcast, out of the 7 or 8 races, I don't remember, it's like 5 or 6 new winners this season we've had. Out of this entire series, your name is added to that mantle. I got a feeling, though, you were just excited just to finally beat these guys out of pit road and on the race itself. You had some pretty aggressive starts there and moments in between. Talk to me about this one.
Well, I mean, overall, the competitions is pretty decent here. So, I mean, I was glad to get around them. I don't know. It's just a fun race. I love Charlotte, so I've run here a lot. But in this this league, you know, I've been a top runner, but haven't got, you know, P1 yet. So, I mean, this is a big one for me.
Yeah, this was the one that a lot of drivers said that if you want to get it done, you're gonna have to get it done here or get it done on the play tracks, because this is where kind of everything gets evened out. For you and this crew, though, I mean, those tires were obviously looking like they were burning up, and it seemed like the more you got trapped in the dirty air, the worse it was for you. I gotta ask you, was that part of the reason why this truck was able to hold on for as long as it did and take home a victory at last?
Yeah, well, I'm terrible in traffic. So as soon as I got out, the first stint too, like I did not tire save as much as I wanted to. It was really bad. how bad the right front was. And then after that second pit stop, I was like, wow, I picked it up a ton. So I just duplicated what I was doing there, hitting my marks over and over, not overdriving the truck in the corner. And then I see Con coming up on my relative, and then finally started slowly fading back. So I knew I could just hit my marks, finish the race. I knew I would have it.
You knew you would have it, and guess what? You have it. Victory. You're going to be a race winner today. Who do you want to thank for the victory in the Pit Stall 80?
Just all the guys, Threat Level Midnight Motorsports, our whole team. We have a great group of guys. ButtKicker. I actually had my ButtKicker rolling tonight. Cranked it up to feel that wheel spin. 4G's carpets, and you guys doing the broadcast, the league putting it on. I appreciate all you guys.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, victory. Been a long time coming this season, and you finally knocked this one off the list. Congratulations, sir, on your race win today.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
You too. Jeffrey Vickery, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a winner here on PTM Racing TV at last. And with that, that closes out the day. Thank you so much to everyone that tuned in. Thank you to our friends at the Pit Stall Racing Series, the ButtKicker Company, For Entertainment Group PC.net, and Lightning Wrapz for all the support. And to you fans out there, thank you, as always, for everything you do. From all of us here at PTM Racing TV, we sign off today with this. Thank you again. Good night. Goodbye. We'll see you next time.